Hail Hydra!
Welcome to Know. I'm Ashely Jenkins.
I'm Gus Sorola.
And the internet being mad about something isn't exactly breaking news, but this time it involves one of the most iconic characters in comic book history.
The introductory issue of Marvel's latest line of Captain America stories, Captain America Steve Rogers #1, ends with a shocking twist that uproots 75 years of the character's legacy.
Now, for the 8 or so of you out there who care about comic book spoilers, this is not to be confused with Marvel Cinematic Universe spoilers. We're going to give you a little spoiler warning here. Okay, you've been warned, and we said spoiler like 5 times.
Captain America is a Nazi. That was enough time, right?
Yep, that was plenty of time. Okay, so not a Nazi, quite, but probably worse as far as the comic verse is concerned, Hydra.
The revelation that Captain America has literally been pulling the longest supervillain con job of all time comes at the close of the issue when Steve Rogers hurls Jack Flag from a plane and says those oh-so-iconic words, "Hail Hydra."
The controversial panel has quickly become a meme already, used to break all kinds of troubling news, like that hot dogs are sandwiches, and that powder mac and cheese is better than real mac and cheese, which is true.
No. These memes are obviously coping mechanisms. People are clearly having a hard time with the idea that a character who symbolizes freedom would be a plant for Hydra, so now we've got tons of angry reactions from every corner of the internet.
Some are saying that this is a step on the creator's legacy and throws all the comics out the window, while others are saying that this is simply comics doing what comics do, which is fuck shit up all the time.
Why can't it be both?
No, in the internet you have to pick a side. That's the way the internet works. Your PS4, your Xbox, your console, your PC, your Hydra, your Team Cap. So, before we dive into the Rage Machine though, some quick background on Cap's current circumstances.
After fighting Iron Nail neutralized the super soldier serum in his body because of comic book reasons, Captain America basically lost his youth and powers with 75 years of catching up all on him at once.
Wrinkly old man Cap. Ooh yeah. So he was replaced by Sam Wilson, which is why this new series is so specifically titled Captain America Steve Rogers. Marvel is also running Captain America Sam Wilson. So many captains of America.
Sounds about standard for comic book continuity. Captain Geriatric recently got his groove back after a bad run-in with Crossbones, who was basically kicking the shit out of him.
Just as Crossbones was about to kill Cap with his own shield, those villains love a good literary device, Kobik, a girl who can manipulate reality, intervened and gave Cap all his youth, vigor, and erectile function back.
Normally you need a blue pill for that. Now Steve Rogers is back in action with his new shield, since Sam has his old one, that shoots lasers.
I will take a laser shield. That's pretty sweet.
Is it defense or offense? Okay, why not
It's
both,
both.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
So, young Steve has finally decided to enact his plan, for some reason, to bring Hydra to ultimate power. Newsflash, bro, you've had plenty of opportunities to do that. Like a lot. And all you had to do was, kick back and just take some time off.
Couple decades.
Yeah.
And that's the part what has longtime fans so angry. Captain America was originally created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. The first issue hit stands before the US got involved with World War II and featured Captain America punching out Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, freedom! What makes that significant is that Simon and Kirby were both Jewish, and part of the point of Captain America is a way to speak out against what was happening elsewhere in the world. It's not really a stretch to say that making that symbol into a Nazi could be deemed a little bit disrespectful to the creators.
Big deal, you might be saying. Wacky shit happens all the time in comics. Maybe this is a clone Cap, a brainwash Cap. Any of those are possibilities in this medium.
I mean, Thor, banged a chick. He banged her so righteous she could pick up Mjolnir. So, it can happen.
I did that once.
Yeah. But according to the current series writer Nick Spencer and Marvel editor Tom Brevoort, that's not necessarily the case.
In a number of interviews they've been giving out this week about the new direction of Captain Hydra, they've doubled down on the storyline in a big way.
Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Spencer said, "This is not a clone, not an imposter, not mind control, not someone else acting through Steve. This really is Steve Rogers, Captain America himself."
So it's like an alien, right? He didn't say
Okay, so they're just making sure that you know that he's doing it by choice and that he really loves Hydra.
For Marvel, this isn't some separate thing outside of the hero's regular continuity. Editor Brevoort claims that it'll all make sense if you go read the old comics, stating, "I don't want to say too much definitively because I want people to read the comic books, but people will be able to connect the dots and follow the trail of breadcrumbs."
Right, so they also say that this is something they've been building towards for several years and that it's been the plan all along.
Sure. While this is really a huge shift for the character, and the argument that this could be stepping all over what the creators originally intended is definitely valid, it should also be kept in mind that this type of gimmick isn't new to comics at all.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in fact, relying on these regular gimmicky, sometimes stupid character change-ups is how Marvel attempts to keep their stuff fresh.
Do something crazy, make a PR splash, good or bad. Watch your readership tick up in response, and then change things back to status quo when people inevitably want things back the way they were.
Yeah, we all remember the Spider-Man clone saga, One More Day, Ultimatum, Lady Thor, Tony Stark's retconned evil origins, Tony Stark's retconned adoption, and everybody who dies and comes back again and again and again.
I remember all of those so fondly.
Comics taught me that death is not real.
And let's not forget that DC basically resets their entire universe every few years with mixed results.
So does X-Men, apparently. Now, that's not to defend making Captain America into a Hydra agent, just providing a little bit of context for the changes in direction. This is the first part of what seems to be a long story arc, after all.
At some point, we'll find out that someone was manipulating reality to mess with Captain America's memories, or that this is Steve from an alternate dimension, or that he's really a triple agent for some other organization, and this is all part of a different motive, or he's a Skrull, because why not?
I think he's in deep cover. Once the numbers drop, Marvel will probably do something to retcon and reshuffle everything back the way they always do. So, don't worry, you'll get your cat back.
Maybe. If anything, it's sort of nice to know that Captain America is still relevant enough to elicit this kind of reaction from so many people.
Hey man, don't fuck with America. Lesson learned.
What do you guys think of Marvel's decision to turn Steve Rogers into a Hydra plant? Let us know in the comments.
And for more internet outrage and deep dives into clumsy comic book continuity, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashely Jenkins.
And I'm Gus Sorola.
The internet. Wow, that was very theatrical.
I have something to tell you.
Okay.
I'm secretly a Hydra agent. Hail Hydra.
I'm gonna be honest, that's really no surprise.
After fighting Iron Nail neutralized the super soldiers.
Alliteration!